Hello and half a day, everybody, and welcome to Health with Miss Andrada. Today, we're going to be talking about healthy eating, and we're going to learn about a plate. But not just any plate, we're learning about MyPlate. Your plate? No. MyPlate.
This is my plate.
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 This is my plate. Yum, yum, yum.
This is my plate.
This is my plate.
My plate. My plate.
My plate.
My plate.
My plate.
This is my plate. No, this is my plate.
No, this is my plate.
No, this is my plate.
No, this is my plate.
This is our plate.
Did you know that half of all American adults, which is 117 million, have one or more preventable chronic disease? And they're often related to poor eating habits or even poor physical activity. So what can we do to prevent those diseases? Changing the way we eat. And what can help us change the way we eat and eat healthier? Yep, MyPlate. MyPlate is a simple reminder to make healthy food choices every day. Look at this icon. It has everything you need to meet your nutritional needs. And it's great because no matter who you are, how old you are, or what your nutritional goals are, you can always adapt this plate to fit your nutritional needs. In MyPlate, there are 5 fabulous food groups. These are fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy. Fruits include avocados, tomatoes, watermelon, and pineapples. Now, fresh fruit is the best for you, but canned food and frozen fruits are still considered fruit too. Juice is actually part of the fruit group also, but only if it's all fruit juice with no added sugars. Moving on to vegetables. Vegetables come from plants, from their roots, their stems, or the leaves. Some vegetables include romaine lettuce, carrots, asparagus, and onions. Next up is the grain group. Any food made from wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, or barley are all part of the grain group. Some examples of grains are bread, pasta, rice, and oatmeal. Then we have the protein group. All foods made from meat, poultry, seafood, beans, eggs, nuts, and seeds are all considered part of the protein group. Some examples of protein foods are fish, chicken, tofu, and steak. And finally, we have the dairy group. If a food is made from cow's milk or soy milk, then it's part of the dairy group. But foods made from milk that have little to no calcium in them, such as cream cheese, cream, or butter, they're not considered part of the dairy group. Some examples of dairy include milk, yogurt, cheese, and even ice cream. But sweet treats like candy don't fit into any of these food groups. Why? Because they're mostly made of sugar and they don't really have the things that our body needs to stay healthy. It's okay to eat these foods from time to time, just not all the time. Now we're going to take a pop quiz. You're going to guess what food groups these foods belong to.
What food group do you think milk belongs in? Correct! Milk belongs to the dairy group. What about apples? Correct! Apples are fruits. What about this loaf of bread? Correct! Bread belongs to the grain group. Good job! How about eggs? Correct! Eggs are protein! Last but not least, spinach. Correct! Spinach is part of the vegetable group.
Let's take a closer look at my plate. If you notice, half the plate is filled with fruits and vegetables, and this goes for every meal. That means breakfast and lunch and dinner. And the other side has grains and proteins. The idea is to have more whole grains because you want to reap the benefits of the fiber. For protein, you want to get the lean proteins. And then, of course, there's the dairy group. So try to have all the food groups at every meal to ensure that you're getting all the nutrients from each of the different food groups. Here's my dinner. I have strawberries, broccoli, carrots, brown rice, salmon, and yogurt. Let's go compare this to my plate. I have fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. I have all 5 food groups. Now that we know about the 5 food groups, we can now learn about the functions of the foods in our bodies. Some foods give us energy, some foods give us muscles and help us grow, and some foods protect us from getting sick. Let's learn about these functions. There are 5 food functions in our bodies. These are protective foods, energy foods, bodybuilding foods, brain foods, and caution foods. First, let's learn about protective foods. These foods include fruits and vegetables. They protect us from lots of diseases or from getting sick. These are some examples of protective foods. Moving on to energy foods. There are some foods that give us energy. These are called energy foods. They help us to work and to play. And I know you love to exercise, so make sure you're getting enough energy foods. These are some examples of energy foods. Next is bodybuilding foods. These foods help us to grow taller, bigger, and stronger. So if you're trying to gain some muscles, make sure you exercise and eat some bodybuilding foods. Here are some examples of bodybuilding foods. Moving on to brain foods. These foods help your brain with functioning, development, and even your mood. So if you want your brain to be healthier, eat foods like avocados, nuts, coconut milk, and fish. Finally, we have the caution foods. Why is it called caution foods? Because you have to take caution before you eat them. These are saturated rich foods, refined sugars, and processed meats. Here are some tempting examples of caution foods. And as you all know, this week is about peer pressure. So if your friends are pressuring you to eat unhealthy foods, what are you gonna do? Let's see what you do in these scenarios.
Eat the chips, eat the chips.
Pick me, the strawberries. What are you gonna choose? Good job, you chose the strawberries. What about a healthy glass of milk?
If you drink the soda, you'll be cool.
What are you gonna choose? Great choice for choosing milk.
Don't be shy, eat the donut.
Eat the chocolate bar. What are you gonna choose? Wow, you're a smart cookie. You chose the apple.
Great job! You just passed the peer pressure test. So to summarize, my plate has 5 food groups, which are fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy. And the food functions are protective, energy, bodybuilding, brain foods, and caution foods. Hope you had lots of fun learning today. See you next time!